Hello, and before I say anything else, I just want to say this video will have early to late game spoilers for blueprints. So if you do not want anything spoiled, please exit out of the video now. So this video is going to be about the Blessing of the Chef, which is one of the blessings available in the shrine in your outer room. As you can see here, I was very fortunate to roll the shrine on my first one. I'll put on the screen, there's certain donations you can make to have certain effects. To get 3 days of the chef effect, you need 7 coins. So what this does is you get the blessing of the chef for each different type of spread that you do each day, add a different extra dish to the dining room. So if you're not familiar with the dining room, it is an extremely useful room for maintaining and keeping up your steps. If you draft it and enter it, before you reach rank 8, you will see the sort of dinner enclosure sort of under the half dome. You can't eat it yet, but once you reach rank 8, i.e., like 8 blocks north, dinner is served, and your main character, Simon, can access it. So there are 5 dishes that are chosen randomly each day. You don't get to choose, and each one is worth 20 steps. Something else that is interesting, there are some additional rooms that are sort of paired with the dish that if you draft it the same day, then you end up with 10 more extra steps, so 30 total. One of them is the wood-fired pizza, which you need the furnace for. The other one is the roast quail, which you need the trophy room for. The one that I got for today was the porterhouse steak, which you need the showroom to get the extra 10 steps. And the last two is the country stew pie, and you need the boiler room for that. And then there is the lemon grilled salmon, and you need the aquarium for that. But something interesting about this blessing, which, I'm pretty late game now. I've done a lot of stuff in this game. I found a lot of secrets. But something I've never done is used the blessing of the chef. So I thought a fun challenge might be to try to draft not only the rooms that are needed for these extra dishes that are part of this chef's blessing, but I also wanted to try to get even these like extra bonus rooms that you're supposed to attach to this. So I had a really good run. I got everything you needed to do. As you just saw, I was in the security room, and I used the network to access the laboratory. I had just finished. This is a late game spoiler, spoiler warning again, but I had just finished the tunnel puzzle, so I didn't really need to remove boxes from the tunnel anymore because they were all gone. So I wanted to go back and edit my packets anyway. I was very fortunate because one of the 5 dishes that is connected to the chef's blessing is the mudslide ice cream, and it only works if you spread dirt throughout the house. So I was very fortunate to get that as sort of my lab experiment. I think I picked the upgraded rooms just because I have a bunch of upgraded rooms, and I was sure that was going to proc. But the 5 dishes are the fruit cocktail, and you need the secret garden for that. I was actually pretty stressed out because the secret garden key was the last thing I actually needed to find during this run. And the wine cellar, which I just left, is actually needed for that. Luckily, here in the music room, I did find the secret garden key. I really only had one spot left that sort of meant running up through the antechamber through the south door, out the east door, and down again, but luckily this all worked out. So I did get the fruit cocktail, so you need the secret garden for that, and if you have the wine cellar, you get a bonus. Uh, There's also the sloppy Jim, Jim, but it's obviously another pun, homonym. All of these kind of are play on words, but it's served if you spread gems throughout the house. And by the way, also these are bonus spreads on your dining room table, and they all are related to rooms that spread items around the manor. So the sloppy Jim, you need to draft the patio for that, but you also need, drum roll, the gymnasium, the other gym to get the bonus. The third one is the key lime pie, of course, key lime pie keys. Um, you'll actually see here is I did get all of them, and I'm kind of walking around the room right now, uh, sort of just looking at all these items and trying to figure out what to eat first. I guess maybe I'll just like describe them as they come up on the screen. But it's the fruit cocktail, the sloppy gem, the key lime pie, the golden sunrise soup, and the mudslide ice cream. I was like, you got to start with the soup. It's the beginning of the day, right? So that's a sun-warmed blend of fresh turmeric, golden ginger, zesty garlic, simmered in coconut milk, and finished with a touch of lemon. Good taste pays well. I was fortunate to get the morning room. I do have the upgraded breakfast nook, which gives you the item to draft the morning room. I wasn't sure what this was, and then I was like, oh, this is the ice cream. This is dessert. We can't have this until later. I was like, well, there's kind of three sweet things, so I guess I will have my sloppy Jim. So Jim's Rejoice, this absolute mess of a sandwich is dripping with melted cheese and our house-made sloppy Jim barbecue mixture, served with pickle slices and a Jim for extra crunch. So I had that, and then I had 3 of the spreads remaining. I think I decided to go next with the fruit cocktail. I was like, that's like a light dessert. Oh no, I had my main gosh, of course, you have to have your main course, and I was lucky to get the showroom, so I'm gonna get my extra steps with my porterhouse steak. You got, the others were appetizers. This is the main course. Now I can go and have my dessert, the key lime pie, the fruit cocktail, and of course the mudslide ice cream. So I got the special course, the fruit cocktail, a refreshing blend of tropical Morajai melons, mangoes, oranges, bananas, and local grown orchard apples, served chilled in a tall Sauternes wine glass. I didn't realize all these fruits sort of stay as bonuses, so you got to eat each of them individually to get your extra steps in. Um, and As I said, that was the secret garden in the wine cellar. So this is the key lime pie. Unlocks the doors as well as your classic, your taste buds with a slice of this classic custard dessert, featuring tangy lime filling, graham cracker crust, a real key, and a perfect dollop of wine, whipped cream. And that one, I needed the locker room for it, but also the locksmith added the bonus. And then, of course, finally, we have the mudslide ice cream. Get your hands dirty with a bowl of Cora Rica chocolate swirl ice cream infused with a rich coffee syrup and dripping with a ribbon of melted mocha chunks. And that was, of course, the laboratory experiment, but also the freezer added a bonus. The freezer was literally the last room I drafted of the day. It was kind of weird to have dirt piles on the table. It's kind of like a House of Leaves thing going on. So finally, I did draft the conference room, which is probably my most overrated / favorite room. I love it because it catches everything. There's these rooms like the locker room, like the secret garden that sort of spawn items around the house. But if you have the conference room, it sort of catches all these items for you. I didn't know if these special courses would spawn like additional food here. It doesn't seem like they did. So I kind of ended my day just by finally collecting all these goods around the house. Of course, I couldn't use any of them, but it was kind of a fun challenge just to try to get as much caught up in this room as possible. It was also just, once again, very strange to have dirt piles on the middle of the conference table that you can dig holes into and pull things like cans out of. But happy a success. I hadn't really seen anyone show off these special meals the spreads, so to speak. So I just wanted to make a quick video showing them off. And I also have the break room bonus, so I'm ending my day in the break room, which will give me a key card tomorrow. Let me know if you like this video. I might go back and make some more blueprints videos. I thought this would just be kind of a fun thing to share, something that I had not seen anyone else do. And here you can see my final room of the day, with every single room required to sort of pull off this very special challenge based on the blessing of the chef.